video in this video series, and in this I'm going to teach you how to use for loop with a user input. So let's start with our code. Hash include stdio dot h. Okay, it's right. Int main integer I sum equals 0 and n. So what this n is, this n is the variable which will store the user input. So scanf, what is, if you don't know what scanf is, then please refer to my second video. Ampersand n, what it will do is that it will just you take the integer from the user and put that value to inside n. Okay, and I'll now write the for I equals to 1, I less than equals to n, I plus plus, sum equals sum plus I. Okay, simple as that. Printf, the value of sum. Let's go ahead and check our code. It should produce 55 as we saw in our earlier examples. I mean, it's in part 1. Okay, produce 55. What is the advantage of taking user input? The advantage of taking user input is that if you are a developer, okay, and a third person will use your code, for example this code, he wants to calculate n number of terms, means he want up to any number like 55, 56, 57, 58. So what would have happened in an earlier code, that every time he needed to change, he would have changed, means would have to open the source code and then change it from the for loop condition, from the for loop. Okay, but the advantage of user input is you don't need to change the code again and again. You can just type in your required input and it will execute up until that value. Okay, so it gives you a more diverse way to interact with the machine. Okay, so next what we will do is, in we will try to print the factorial of numbers. So what are the factorial of our numbers? Uh, Suppose we have to find the factorial of 3. Okay, what is the factorial of 3? Factorial of 3 is 1 into 2 into 3, that is equals to 6. Okay, what is the factorial of, I mean, sorry, what is the factorial of 5? 1 into 2 into 3 into 4 into 5, that is equals to 120. Okay, similarly factorial of 6, factorial 7, and factorial of n number of digits. So what is the advantage of, just let me have all these things. Okay, so what is the advantage of for loop? You'll know one in a second. Just switch. Okay, so now let's write a code. Okay, we'll have f equals to 1, and as usual we'll have n. Okay, first let us do without a user input and then we'll do with a user input. Okay, we'll do it real quickly. For I equals 1, I less than, suppose I have to calculate the factorial of 5, I less than 5, I plus plus. Uh, Factorial f equals f into I. Okay, now print f comma f. What is happening over here is pretty simple. Right now I is holding 1. Okay, I is holding 1 and I is holding 1 and f is holding 1. Just a minute, small. F is holding 1. Okay, what happens is, just switch, delete all these, pencil. Okay, I is holding, I is holding 1, and F is also holding 1. Sorry, 1. So what will happen is, I is less than, here, I is equals to 1, I is less than 5, it's true. It will get inside and execute the code. So F equals to F into I. 1 into 1 is 1. After that, I will increment. So I will become 2. Okay. And then it will check once again that yes, 2 is less than equals to 5. It will then again multiply 2 and 1, and F will then store 2. Okay. Once again, I will increment. I will become 3. And then again it will multiply, and now F will have 6. Okay, so in this way I will keep on incrementing up until 5, and the value there will be 24. Okay, so now 24 and 5 will get multiplied and produce the value 120, and this 5 will increment and become 6. So what will happen is that this condition will now become false. I will not be less than equals to 5 because I is 6. So it will not execute this code and straight away jump to printf function. Now printf will print f, and that f is now holding 120, and the output should be 120. Let's input our value and see what the output is. Input. Oh, sorry. The input is already there. You don't have to give any input because it's my mistake. My mistake. Sorry, guys. Just ID1 it. It should produce 120. Okay, it produces 120. And now just simply we'll do one thing. We'll just put scanf over here, percentile D. I just forgot to delete all these things. Just let me quickly delete all those things. Okay. Uh, Please pardon these values. Scanf ampersand n, and the technique is simple as the first one, the one which we used in the summation, and I'll input whatever I want. I will input 5. It should produce 120. Okay. Now I'll input 10. I don't know how much it should produce because I'm not that fast. It produced a really big number, and that's the thing with factorials. Now if I write 100, it will be a really large value, and it is beyond the scope of this C integer. So thank you guys for watching, and for loop is now not over. I'll cover some more examples in part 3, really nice examples, programs, various programs, and examples like Armstrong numbers and all those things. So thank you once again for watching Curious Me, and do like and subscribe. Thank you.